Hey everyone, welcome to another Monday Morning Starter! All right, let's go. Today I want to talk to you about Hernando Cortez. So Hernando was a conqueror, whatever a conqueror does, but he was a conqueror. And he had an idea to go and steal the world's richest treasures off the world's most feared army. And this was in the 1500s. So Hernando was like, okay, we want to go and attack Cuba, take all of their treasures, and off we go. So he went around and he rounded up 500 of the best soldiers, like sailors, soldiers, the best seamen, and he took 11 boats halfway across the world to go and attack Cuba. As they were going, they all thought it was an amazing idea, let's do this thing. And as they were going, sailing across the sea, some of the sailors and the soldiers were, or the army, was saying, they started to get a little bit of doubt. They started to second guess this whole thing. And there was a little bit of unrest building. And they said to Hernando, Hernando, we don't know if this is the best idea now. We were really keen, but now we don't know if it's the best idea, and we sort of don't want to do it. So Hernando knew if he went to war with this element of doubt, they wouldn't win. No way. So he wasn't sure what to do. And as they got closer to Cuba, obviously it took months to sail halfway across the world. As they got closer to Cuba, he started to slow the boats down, and he set off the shore far enough that he couldn't be seen, but close enough that they could still move in. And he sat there for 3 days. And the men said, Hernando, what are you doing? We're just sitting here. We want to go home. We don't want to fight this. It was a good idea, but now we're not. We're fearful of our lives. We're not sure that this is such a good thing anymore. And Hernando just sat, and he sat there 3 days. And after the third day, he stood up and he ordered all of the men into the attack boats. He ordered everybody into the attack boats, and he said, push off. So they all got in, and they were all still second guessing, and they said, Hernando, Hernando, we're really not keen to do this. Why are you making us do this? Obviously, being the captain, they listened to him. And he said, push off into the boats. And as they started rowing away from the main ships, he stood up in the boats and he said, burn the boats! Burn the boats! And he ordered all 11 ships to be burned, totally destroyed. The men were saying, Hernando, Hernando, what are you doing? Have you gone mad? How on earth are we going to get home? And he stood there and he said, men, we will storm the beaches. We will fight with all of our might and all of our honor. And we must win. And we will take their boats and their treasures and return to our families. We have no other option now but to win. They stormed the beach. They were outnumbered 3-1. The Cuban army was the biggest army in the world, 3-1. They won the fight, they took the treasure, and they sailed home in their boats. That story I'm sharing with you because sometimes life is like that. Success is like that, and you might be at a point in your life where you're a little bit unsure about something. Hernando knew that the men must have courage to fight. They must have a big enough reason to fight. Their reason was to get home and see their families. But they had no plan B. They had no other option. Their boats had gone. And while their boats were there, they were still half foot in, half foot out. There was still an element of doubt. And doubt is the worst thing that you can have when you're trying to strive for a better life and more success. Doubt will destroy the path to success. If you want something badly enough, You have to have a big enough reason to just go and do it and not look back. It will be what it will be. You must fight, you must go and get through this life and make those decisions with all the courage that you have. And give yourself a big enough reason to just keep going. It might be scary. You might be standing there right now looking on the edge of a cliff saying, should I jump, should I not? Go with your heart. Go with your heart. And if you feel that there's a bigger reason for you out there to go and chase something, go chase it. You don't want to die thinking, what if? I'd rather say, oops, got that wrong, or it didn't work out, or whatever, but I tried. I would rather die knowing that I tried than wondering about what if. You cannot lose in this life. It will just direct you into another path. Sure, it might be bumpy. Sure, it might be scary. But think about those men watching all of their options burn away. They had no option. When you have zero choice, zero option, you will be successful. You will be successful. But you have to make that decision. You have to give it with everything in here and say, I have no plan B. I will come out on top. I'm going to give it a crack and I'm going to give it everything that I've got. Forget the time it's going to take. Forget what you need to do. Go and live in a studio apartment. Go and live with a friend if you need to. Just forget about the what about this, what about that, and be more fearful around the what if I don't. You need to listen to your heart. It's telling you something for a reason, and you need to go with it. And understand that you have the universal energy behind you. And if you give everything you've got, all the laser beam focus to a big enough reason, you will win. You will succeed. I know this. I've been there myself. I understand what it's like to have no option. I get it. And I know I'm going to win. I know I'm going to become successful. And I know I'm on that path. I'm creating it every day, and so can you. If you're wondering right now, what should I do? Go with it. Go with it and see what happens. You might surprise yourself. Life might work out even better than where you're at right now, and it probably will. You have unseen forces behind you. Make the right choices. Go with your heart and give it everything you've got. Burn the boats. Burn the boats and have no plan B. And it's going to go good. I know it is. All right, let's get into this week. I hope it's amazing for you. Look forward to seeing you in the next video.